Nona Peltier, business news. I've lost my piece of paper.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I'm going to borrow yours.
What do you want to talk about, John? Anything you like? Just pick it. I mean,
take it away, Nona.
All right. Well, John, you know what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about the hospitality sector.
That's what I was going to ask you about, Nona.
I knew you were going to, and I'm ready for it, actually, John. That's right.
Thank you.
So, look, we've had the electronic card spending numbers out today, and it shows that the hospitality sector is doing very well, more than offsetting some falls in the fuel costs. Overall, we had a lot of spending at 2.4% adjusted, and that's up over the year earlier to June. Now, that's interesting because that's a winter season, and you wouldn't expect the hospitality sector to be booming along. The Lions Tour has helped that a lot.
Tell yes.
You know, and really, it's a great problem to have, isn't it, when you're booming along in the hospitality sector? However, in Auckland, it's been a really difficult period for them, and they're a little worried because they're feeling the pinch across all of their services, not just because they don't have enough labor to fill some of these key roles, but lack of hotels, and the construction sector is really struggling, and there's between 25 and 30 hotels in the pipeline, at least in the Auckland region. And it remains to be seen who will build them, because construction companies are fully booked for the next 18 months and lagging behind because, again, labor shortages and also supply. So, yeah, it's a the situation in Auckland is particularly difficult, but Queenstown too.
Gosh, there's pressure on for beds at every level of Auckland, isn't there?
Yeah.
As we heard earlier in the program, was Zach Flenning's story about homelessness.
Yeah, it's a real difficulty. Now, what's interesting is I spoke with Colliers International and also the chief executive of AT, that's Brett O'Reilly. Looks like there's going to be some overseas construction companies moving to New Zealand. Remains to be seen how that's going to work, but the immigration is also working with these sectors to see how they can make it happen, because if they just come here with the senior executive team, where are they going to get those skills workers? So are they going to bring them with them? Are there exemptions within the immigration policy that will facilitate that? Brett O'Reilly from ATEED said that, you know, it's really interesting that, you know, Auckland's market has been ticking along, and tourism boom, all that's great. Change in immigration, suddenly, you know, how dependent has the industry been on those migrant workers? Very dependent. And so there's a lot of sectors really hurting now, and something has to change. Brett O'Reilly said, really, there has to be an answer for what's going on by summer, or the longer term isn't going to be so good for the sector. So yeah, great numbers, very strong in terms of the economic development, construction, tourism, but there's a downside there.
Thanks, Nona. Markets, what do they do today? Have I missed something?
No.
No, good. What do they do?
Well, actually, the dollar was a little bit weaker because there's a lot of interest happening in the U.S. The U.S. Federal Reserve, Janet Yellen, will be talking, giving testimony, and we'll see what happens with that direction. The Canadian dollar, it looks like it's quite strong at the moment because they actually might move on interest rates after I don't know how long years. So we ended up with the dollar a little bit weaker at 72.3 U.S. cents, 95 Australian, and 56.1 British pence. The top 50 index, though, was a different story. We were up more than 0.5%, 0.6% as a matter of fact. That's up 45 points to 7,629, and that's just off our all-time high. So watch this space.
Nona Peltier with us again in the Auckland studio. Thank you so much.